Hello all, we will be discussing about few important points related to the budget 2018-19. This year, the government has allocated 24,42,213 crores for the development of different sectors in India. This year, the concentration was on agriculture and rural economy. So this year's budget can be termed as farmers' budget because out of the 24,40,000 crores, 14.34 lakh crore was given for the development of agriculture and rural economy. So we did a small comparison by taking few sectors. We observed that the percentage of allocation for the sectors rural development, defense, health, education is less for this year when compared to previous year. What is this percentage of allocation? The total amount allocated to that particular sector divided by the total amount allocated to the budget for the current year into 100. But in the case of agriculture, there is an increase in the percentage of allocation, that is, it has increased from 2.55 to 2.61. So, please be careful that the percentage of allocation is different from the money allocated. If you see the amount allocated for defense health, it will be more than the previous years. Next, we come to agriculture. The government says that 86% of farmers in India are under small and marginal category. What is the small and marginal category? Small farmers means farmer cultivating agriculture land of more than 1 hectare up to 2 hectares. And farmer is under marginal category if the farmer cultivating land is up to 1 hectare only. 1 hectare means 2.5 acres. So as discussed, the focus was on agriculture. This year the agriculture ministry got 57,600. It was very high when compared to previous year. So previous year it was 50,263 crores. Next important point, rise in MSP, minimum selling price. What is this MSP? It is a form of market intervention started by the government of India to ensure farmers against any sharp fall in prices of crops. Sometimes the farmers will be at huge loss if there is a sudden decrease in the price of crops. According to this, the minimum MSP should be 1.5 times the production cost, so the farmers won't face any bad effects. 2,600 crore was allocated for irrigation and 10,000 crore for fisheries, agriculture and animal husbandry, and development of agriculture markets also got 2,000 crore. Next, agricultural credit. First we'll learn the term agricultural credit. What is this? Any loan or extension that a bank provides for agricultural use is known as this agricultural credit. So the government of India increased it by 10% when compared to previous year. Now they have allocated 11 lakh crore. This 11 lakh crore will be given to the farmers in the form of loans, or it will be used for financing farmers or buying equipments or for doing other necessary things for operations. Next, you can see in yellow colors it is Operation Green, 500 crores for Operation Green. Operation Green was started by the government of India to aid farmers and limit the erratic fluctuations in the price of onions, potatoes and tomatoes. What is this erratic fluctuations means? Sudden changes in the price. So what this states is that sudden changes in price should not have any worst effects on farmers. So this Operation Green ensures that whatever the sudden changes in price, the farmers won't be affected severely. Next, allocation to food processing ministry was 1,400 crore. The important thing, 67% of the bamboo production in India is from northeastern states. So the government has allocated 1,290 crores for bamboo production. This is a good move and this is a good news for northeastern states. Next, the most interesting thing, tax and how much you need to pay. First, I'll explain 3 points. In the next slide, I'll show you a small scenario. So the income tax here remains the same. Health and education cess was hiked to 4%. Previously, it was 3% on the income tax paid. Now this year, it has been increased to 4%. Next, standard deduction of 40,000 will replace the exemptions allowed for medical and transport. Previously, on the tax calculated, there is medical and transport exemption of 34,200 rupees. Now, in the place of that, there will be a standard deduction of 40,000. So the amount for tax will be less when compared to previous year. That I'll explain you in the next slide. Next, the most important one, long-term capital gains tax of 10% on equity gains exceeding 1 lakh. Suppose you earn quite nicely with a mutual fund, like if you have earned 10 lakhs extra on the amount you invested. Since mutual fund is an equity gain and the equity gain here exceeded 1 lakh, that is you got 10 lakhs profit here. So what is the difference between 1 and 10? 9 lakhs. Here you need to pay a tax of 10% on 9 lakhs to the government. Not only mutual funds, it can be shares, bonds. If any equity gain on long-term capitals exceed 1 lakh, you need to pay a tax of 10% on that. The section 80D of the Income Tax Act 1961, it deals with the tax deductions on medical insurance. So the government proposed a limit of 30,000 previously. Now it has been hiked to 50,000 for senior citizens. So as I said, let us consider a scenario where your income is 4 lakhs per annum. For the financial year 2017-18, it is 4 lakhs, and let us say this year also, this financial year also, it has remained the same. 2018-19 also your salary is 4 lakhs. So the first row, it is the taxable income. So the taxable income for both the years will be 4 lakhs and 4 lakhs. Until last year, there used to be a medical reimbursement and transport allowance of 34,200 rupees. So this 34,200 rupees is deducted from the taxable income 4 lakhs to get the net taxable income. So the net taxable income for the financial year 2017-18 is 4 lakhs minus 34,200, which is 3,65,800. But this year, the finance minister stated that there will be a standard deduction of 40,000, which will replace this medical reimbursement and transport allowance. So this 40,000 will be deducted from your annual salary. Suppose, as we assumed, our salary is 4 lakhs, deducting 40,000 from 4 lakhs, we'll have 3,60,000. Let's come to the step of income tax calculation. So the income tax will be 5% of 3,65,800 minus 2,50,000. I'm doing it for financial year 2017-18. Why did I subtract 2,50,000? We all know that until 2,50,000 there won't be any tax. That is, if your salary is less than 2,50,000, you don't need to pay any tax. So the tax will be calculated to the amount greater than 2,50,000 rupees value. So I subtracted, I'll get 1,15,800. On the amount which we get from the subtraction, I'll calculate 5% of that amount. So I'll get 5,790 rupees. But for financial year 2018-19, what is that? 5% of 3,60,000 minus 2,50,000. It will be 1,10,000. So I'll calculate 5% of that. I'll have 5,500. Is it over? No. Previously, until last year, there used to be health and educational cess of 3% on income tax. So here 3% of this value is 173.7. 3% of 5,790 is 173.7. This year the health and education cess increased to 4% on income tax. So it will be 4% of this value which we got 5,500, which is 220. So what will be the total tax paid by you? It will be this 5,790 income tax plus health and education cess on the tax. That is 5,790 plus 174, which is equal to 5,964, which you used to pay previously. This year, this 5,500 plus 220, which will be 5,720 rupees. This year, we can end up with savings of 244 rupees if your annual income is 4 lakhs. In this same way, you can calculate based upon your annual income if it is 8 lakhs or if it is more than 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, based on the income tax percentage on your amount, we can calculate this. But for 4 lakhs, you can save an amount of 244 rupees with this standard deduction concept. To reduce the gender gap and to promote equal rights for women, the government has increased the amount allocated to different activities related to women empowerment. This year, the amount is 1,21,961 crores. It is high when compared to last year's budget. So this amount will be spent on specific programs related to women.
National Nutrition Mission (NNM) gets 3,000 crores. This National Nutrition Mission targets to reduce anemia among young children, women and adolescent girls. So it identifies the levels of malnutrition and takes the necessary steps so that the women will regain their health. So as I said, it aims to reduce anemia among young children, adolescent girls and women. Next, the important thing, there has been 180% increase for the funds allocated to women helplines. Last year it was 10 crore, but this year it was 28.8 crores. There has been a huge increase in percentage of allocation for women helplines. 2,400 crore was allocated for Pradhanmantri Matru Vandana Yojana. Now this Pradhanmantri Matru Vandana Yojana, it is a maternity benefit program. Under this, cash incentives will be provided to pregnant women for first living child of her family. So Nirbhaya fund has been allocated 19.75 crores. What is this Nirbhaya fund? It is a fund which is expected to support initiatives by the government and NGOs which work towards protecting the dignity and ensuring the safety of women in India.
Next, the government has also allocated 60 crore for preventing women trafficking. And there is a good news for working women. The contribution of women employees in EPF is reduced to 8% from 12% for the next 3 years. For the male employees, it is 12% only, but for women employees, it has been reduced to 8% from 12%. Next, you might all know about this Beti Bachao campaign. The government allocates 280 crores this year for Beti Bachao. What is the Beti Bachao campaign? It was started by the government of India. It strives to improve the efficiency of welfare services intended for girls. So this you have to remember, it is very important. We'll be making another video on Beti Bachao. You can please look into that. Education. So the government spends 85,010 crores, which is higher than 2017-18's budget, which is 81,869 crores. One of the main objectives is Ekalavya Model School education for tribals. So what is this Ekalavya Model School? Ekalavya Model Residential Schools is a scheme for model residential school for Indian tribals. So the funds allocated for this will support the construction of infrastructure in the schools. The funds can be used for buying books or buying any equipments in that school. The funds are also allocated to provide reasonable salaries for the employees who are working there. So the government target is by 2022, every block with more than 50% of scheduled tribe population and at least 20,000 tribal people will have an Ekalavya model residential school education. The government wants to increase the number of doctors in the country. As a part of this, the government is planning to start 24 medical colleges and hospitals. The next is Prime Minister Fellowship Scheme. In this, the government will identify 1,000 top BTech students from all over the country to do PhD in IIT and IISc. Next, we go to infrastructure. The union budget allocated 5.97 lakh crore this year for infrastructure, which is higher than 2017-18 budget allocation for infrastructure, which was 4.94 lakh crore. One of the important things is the Bharatmala project. It is a national highways development project which was started in 31st July 2015 by Nitin Gadkari, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Arun Jaitley terms this project as growth driver of economy. It shows the importance given to this project. Next is Bharatmala Pariyojana project. Through this project, connectivity is provided to interior and backward areas of the country. So next is about smart cities development. The government allocates 2.04 lakh for smart cities development. Next, we go to the most important thing, that is railways. There is no separate railway budget, as we all know. From 2016, railway budget is included in the union budget itself. This year, the union budget allocated 1,48,000 lakh crores for railways, which is 20% higher than last year's budget allocation for railways. Last year, it was 1,20,000 crore. And the most important points are 36,000 kilometer renewal track has been targeted, and escalators at railway stations with footfalls over 25,000. Next, the government is planning to provide nearly 600 railway stations with Wi-Fi and CCTV cameras. Next, we go to telecom infrastructure. The government issued 10,000 crore for establishing 5 lakh Wi-Fi hotspots in the country. And one other important thing is, under BharatNet program, 2.50 lakh villages got optical fiber connectivity. This year, the government is targeting another 1.5 lakh villages under this BharatNet initiative. Next, we go to defense. The total defense budget this year is 2,95,511 crores. This is 12.10% of the total budget. In this, nearly 1,96,947 crores will be given for revenue expenditure and maintenance. Only 99,500 crores is for capital expenditure. Apart from this, there is defense pension of about 1,08,353 crores. But some experts feel that the defense budget would have been more considering the threats posed by Pakistan and China.
Next, aviation. Civil aviation has been allocated 6,602 crores, but 2/3 of that is approximately 4,500 crores will be used for buying 2 new aircrafts for VVIPs. And apart from this, approximately 90 to 100 crores is given for the renewal of airports.
The government introduced world's largest government funded healthcare program, that is NHPS, National Health Protection Scheme, or it can be dubbed as Modi Care. So its main objective this year would be, it targets 10 crore households with 50,000 crore people. Previously, there used to be an insurance coverage of 30,000 per family. Under the existing Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, poor families got an annual coverage of 30,000. So now that insurance cover per poor family was increased from 30,000 to 5 lakh rupees. It has been increased by over 1500%. Few of the industrialists hailed this initiative as this increases the life expectancy of the poor. There is another program called Ayushman Bharat. Under this, creation of health and wellness centers is the priority. So as a part of this, 1.5 lakh health centers will be provided free and essential drugs and diagnostic services. The government allocates 1,200 crore for this. The next is 600 crore has been allocated to provide nutritional support for tuberculosis patients. As a part of this, the tuberculosis patients who are poor will get a pension of 500 rupees per month. The next is Pradhanmantri Mudra Yojana. Pradhanmantri Mudra Yojana is responsible for developing and refinancing all microfinancial institutions which are in the business of lending to micro and small business entities engaged in manufacturing, trading, and service activities. So as I said, it provides services to mainly small scale entrepreneurs. So the government allocates 3 lakh crores for this. So under this scheme, 3 lakh crores will be given as loans to the small scale entrepreneurs. Next is this Pradhanmantri Saubhagya Yojana. Its main objective is to provide electricity for poor households. The next is Pradhanmantri Ujjwala Yojana. Under this, the government targets to provide free LPG connections to 8 crore households. Last year, the government was able to provide LPG connections to 5 crore households. Owing to the success of last year connections, the government increased its target from 5 crore households to 8 crore households this year. Next, we go to technology. We know that the Modi government focuses more on Digital India. So this year for Digital India, 3,073 crores was given. So first of all, we should know what is the objective of Digital India. Its objective is to connect rural areas with super speed internet and improving digital literacy. Cryptocurrency circulation will be stopped, and we should remember that the RBI has not given any license for cryptocurrency. So usage of cryptocurrency in India is illegal. Next, we go to Mahatma Gandhi 150th birthday celebrations. Mahatma Gandhi was born on October 2nd, 1869. This year, the government decided to celebrate the 150th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. So the celebrations will be starting from 2nd October 2019 and will end on 2nd October 2020. These celebrations will be done national level and at international level also. So the government allocated 150 crore rupees for Mahatma Gandhi birthday celebrations. Next, Swachh Bharat. I think everyone needs no introduction for this. In 2018-19 budget, the government allocated 17,843 crores for Swachh Bharat. 2017-18, the budget was 19,248 crores. This year, it was less. This year, the government plans to build 188 lakh individual household toilets. And one more important thing, this year objective for Swachh Bharat is also to improve the solid liquid waste management of Gram Panchayats. This is about Swachh Bharat. Next, we move to Minority Affairs. The Minority Affairs Fund was increased to 4,700 crores from 4,197 crores. The objective is to help attain socio-economic and educational empowerment of minorities. Now we move to the interesting aspect of which goods will increase and which goods will decrease. The government hikes custom duties on mobile phones, television display panels, footwear, furniture, diamonds, etc. You can see all the stuff which is going to increase in this row. Next, the cheaper will be raw cashew nuts, brick tiles, medical care, footwear and leather products. Next, we move to the salaries. The government increased the salaries of president and vice president to 5 lakh and 4 lakh per month respectively. And the salary of governor is increased to 3.5 lakh per month. There is a reason for this, because after the implementation of 7th Pay Commission, the cabinet secretary got 2.5 lakh per month and secretary in the union government got 2.25 lakh per month. Before this increment happened for the salaries of president and vice president, their salaries was 1.25 and 1.5 lakh, which is very less than the country's top bureaucrats. So the government decided to hike their salaries. With this, we end our budget session. There will be another video in which each and every sector allocation will be discussed more clearly. Thank you.
If you like the video, please hit the like button, comment and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe for all our future videos.